What if I told you a single hair strand trapped in a ring could solve a crime mystery that remained unsolved for 30 years? Yes, you heard it right. We're about to dive into a riveting tale of a crime that took place 3 decades ago, a case that would baffle investigators and leave the public in suspense. In the initial stages of the investigation, the authorities were faced with more questions than answers. The crime scene was meticulously cleaned, leaving behind no fingerprints, no witnesses, and no clear motive. Despite their best efforts, the investigators were left with a daunting, unsolved puzzle. As weeks turned into months and then years, the leads dried up and the case went cold. The weight of the unsolved case hung heavily in the air, a constant reminder of the justice that was yet to be served. As years passed, it seemed like this crime would forever remain a mystery, buried in the annals of cold cases. But as fate would have it, a forgotten piece of evidence would resurface, breathing new life into this cold case. Tucked away in the dusty corners of the evidence room, a small velvet box held a gold ring. A ring that on first glance seemed ordinary, just another piece of personal effects collected in the initial stages of the investigation. But upon closer examination, a single strand of hair trapped in the intricate design of the ring revealed its true significance. The discovery of this ring and the hair it held captive was nothing short of serendipitous. It was one of those instances where a second look can change everything. The initial investigation, conducted 3 decades ago, had missed it. Amidst the chaos and urgency that characterizes the aftermath of a crime, this seemingly unimportant piece of jewelry was dismissed, its potential as a crucial piece of evidence unrecognized. How did this ring come to be forgotten? The answer lies in the complexities of the investigative process. In the early stages, hundreds of pieces of potential evidence are collected, each one seeming just as important as the next. The ring, just one among many, was catalogued, boxed up and stored away, waiting for its moment in the spotlight. Its significance? Immeasurable. Hair, as we know, can be a powerful tool in forensic investigations. It can provide DNA, it can link a suspect to a crime scene, it can even tell us about the habits and lifestyle of its owner. This single strand of hair trapped in the ring had the potential to reveal the identity of the mystery person, giving investigators a promising lead to follow. In the world of crime solving, every detail matters. Every piece of evidence can be a key to unlock the truth, and this ring, once overlooked and forgotten, was about to prove just that. This seemingly insignificant piece of evidence held the potential to change the course of the investigation. Enter the world of forensic science, where even the minutest piece of evidence can speak volumes. Forensic science, the application of science to legal cases, plays a pivotal role in our justice system. It's a field where the tiniest fragment of evidence can become the key to unlocking the truth. It's like assembling an intricate puzzle, where each piece, no matter how small, contributes to the larger picture. Imagine a crime scene. To the untrained eye, it may seem chaotic, even meaningless. But to a forensic scientist, it's a treasure trove of potential clues. A fleck of paint, a fiber from a carpet, or a single strand of hair. All can be the silent witnesses that tell a story of what transpired. Forensic techniques have evolved over the years, becoming increasingly sophisticated and precise. Techniques such as DNA profiling, fingerprint analysis, and trace evidence analysis have revolutionized the way we solve crimes. These techniques allow scientists to extract information from the smallest pieces of evidence, amplifying their significance. Let's take a strand of hair, for example. It may seem insignificant, but it can be packed with information. Hair can tell us about a person's ancestry, lifestyle, and even their state of health at the time it was shed. And if the root is attached, DNA can be extracted, potentially linking a suspect directly to the crime scene. Forensic science is not just about the analysis of evidence, though. It's also about interpretation. Forensic scientists have to be able to interpret the evidence in the context of the crime scene, to piece together a narrative that fits the facts. It's a delicate balance between science and storytelling, where the truth is the ultimate goal. So here we are with a mystery that has remained unsolved for 30 years, a ring, a strand of hair, and a question that has lingered for decades. Who committed the crime? With the ring and the hair strand in hand, it was time for the forensics to take over. The question was, could a single strand of hair trapped for 30 years in a ring unlock the truth of this unsolved mystery? The answer lay within the realm of forensic science, a discipline that has been revolutionizing crime solving for decades. Our strand of hair, a forgotten piece of evidence, was about to become the key to unlocking this cold case. Forensic scientists began their meticulous work by first examining the hair strand under a microscope. This allowed them to confirm that the hair was human and provided an initial insight into the possible characteristics of the person to whom it belonged. The next step was DNA extraction. The core of the hair, known as the cortex, contains a rich source of mitochondrial DNA. This type of DNA is inherited from the mother and remains relatively unchanged across generations. It was this DNA that the forensic scientists hoped to extract and analyze. The extraction process involved breaking open the cells of the hair strand and releasing the DNA. This is achieved through a chemical process using enzymes and heat. Once the DNA was freed, it was isolated and purified, ready for the next stage. The purified DNA was then matched against a database of known criminal profiles. This process, known as DNA fingerprinting, is a powerful tool in modern forensic science. DNA sequences are as unique to an individual as fingerprints, hence the name. The result? A match. The DNA extracted from the hair strand trapped in the ring for 30 years matched a profile in the criminal database. The forensic scientists had found their needle in the haystack, but the work was far from over. Next came the process of confirming the match, checking and rechecking the data, and then preparing the evidence for presentation in court. This single strand of hair, forgotten for 3 decades, had led to a major breakthrough in the case. The hair strand had spoken, and the once unsolvable mystery was now on the brink of being solved. The forensic findings were conclusive, pointing to a suspect who had evaded justice for 30 years. In a twist of fate, the strands of hair trapped in the ring, forgotten and overlooked, became the beacon of truth. Forensic science had uncovered an identity from the past, a name that had long been removed from the suspect list: John Doe. John Doe, a seemingly ordinary man, had slipped through the cracks of the initial investigation. He was a neighbor, a friend to some, and to others, just another face in the crowd. But the hair, it told a different story. It screamed his name, his presence at the crime scene, his involvement in the act that had remained unsolved for 3 decades. The hair that had lain silently in the ring was now shouting from the rooftops, revealing the hidden truth. It was John Doe's hair, his DNA, his signature that had remained at the crime scene, waiting patiently to be discovered. Upon this revelation, the authorities sprang into action. John Doe, the man who had lived a quiet life for 30 years, was apprehended. The shock of his arrest rippled through the community, disbelief and horror replacing the calm. But the evidence was irrefutable. The hair, the DNA, it all pointed to John Doe. The trial was swift. The evidence was presented, the jury deliberated, and the gavel came down. Guilty. The room fell silent, the weight of the verdict sinking in. Justice had taken its course, catching up with a man who had thought himself above it. John Doe was unmasked, his true self revealed. He was not just a neighbor, a friend, or a face in the crowd. He was a culprit, a man who had committed a crime and thought he had gotten away with it. Justice may have been delayed, but it was not denied, all thanks to a single strand of hair and the power of forensic science. John Doe, the man who had evaded justice for 30 years, was finally held accountable for his actions. This case serves as a testament to the fact that no crime can be hidden forever. It's a stark reminder of the power of diligent investigation, the importance of seemingly insignificant clues, and the immense potential of forensic science. In the labyrinth of criminal investigation, it's often the smallest breadcrumbs that lead us to the heart of the mystery, the tiniest of details that crack the case wide open. This story underscores the importance of every hair strand, every fingerprint, every forgotten piece of evidence. Forensic science, in its meticulousness, unveils truths hidden for decades. It persists, it perseveres, and it penetrates the thickest veils of time and deceit. It's a testament to our collective pursuit of justice, a beacon that guides us through the darkest alleys of human nature. In the end, it's the smallest details that solve the biggest mysteries. Remember, justice has a way of finding its path, no matter how long it takes.